that? So you're an American living in Germany. What's that about?
So the story behind that, I met now he's my ex-husband. I met him in America.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually, how do I say this? How do I make it short? It's long.
You can make it long.
He had a friend who lived in Germany who moved to America.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to visit his friend, and his friend was married to my best friend. So that's how I met him. And then I moved to Germany, and I've been here ever since. So that's the short version. It's actually a little bit longer, but I shortened it up.
Go along. That's how we want to hear the whole story, behind what makes you, Okay, so you never decided, like you never went back. So how come you love it, you prefer it? Is it Trump? Is it like, why didn't you never go back?
Because we have 2 kids.
Okay.
And it didn't work out with us, but he's a great father to our kids. So he's actually a really good guy. It's just we didn't work out. And I don't think that kids should have to suffer because parents' relationship doesn't work out. So that's pretty much the main reason why I stayed. But I have been living here for 12 years. So I have to say that I'm pretty much that Germany is my second home. So that's why I stayed.
And you couldn't, you couldn't drag him back. You couldn't take him back with you.
If I would have went back home, I would have taken them with me. Yeah. That's my kids. I could take my kids. So.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more about your story. Now, before Germany, before the kids, what brought you into all of this? Like, what's your story? Who is Jennifer?
Well, before all of that doesn't really have anything to do with my story of why I do what I do. It actually happened because of my first pregnancy that I gained a lot of weight and had a hard time getting it back off. And I tried a lot of things to get that weight off that did not work. And so I said, I'm going to do this. I want to make a program for women who are having troubles losing pregnancy weight. And that's why then I went to school and became a personal trainer and fitness coach. So I can do what I do now. And that is help women who are having trouble losing pregnancy weight to make a program to help them, because it helped me. So there was actually nobody to help me. I didn't have anybody. They were like, do this, but nothing worked. It's everything is like, not everybody. Also, everybody is individual, and they need different things to get to their goals. And so I did this all by myself, and that's why I'm doing this, because I want to help women who were in the same position that I was.
Wow, beautiful. How long ago was this? Your first child?
How long ago?
Yes.
She's 17.
17. Oh wow. So you've been helping people there about 17 years?
Oh, I wish. No, it hasn't been that long. It hasn't been that long. 6 years later came my second child. And after that is like when I started doing this. So I would say she'll be 11. So I would say about 9 years.
Now I'm also curious on that part. You chose fitness, and you chose to help moms.
Yeah.
And I understand it was from your own personal struggle. What gave you that confidence?
It was really hard, actually, to take that step. I would say that's a really big step. But it's just something that I felt in my gut. That I was meant to help other people who were similar in my situation. And that's all. Actually, how I can really describe that is that I felt it really deep in myself, in my gut, in my feelings, that I want to help other women who are in or where I was before. That's pretty much how that was for me anyway.
That's very unique. So, and what advice would you give to somebody right now? Because a lot of the people who are going to be listening to this, they might be at a place where they're trying to find something. They're trying to find meaning. They're trying to find something that they love or something that they want to help people with. Or maybe they have something they love already, but they're not seeing it as something that is profitable. What advice would you give somebody finding that thing? You say your gut. How do you find that thing that you can transform into a business, into something that helps people?
I actually, because I meditate, so I actually meditated about it. I don't know, it's really hard to explain something like that. It's just like one of those things that if you really, really feel it, you really have a passion for it. Because it's like, for me, a passion to help other people. That's what I want to do. And that's something that I know that I was meant to do. And I guess I could say I meditated. I was just went, because I do believe in meditation, that helps. And that's something that I did, but it's just actually taking that step. For some people, it's really hard, and it's something that I did. It was a really big decision, and I'm really happy that I did it.
Would you be willing to talk to us a little bit about meditation? Because meditation right now, we're beginning to realize some of the benefits, and some of the people who have come in here, they've talked about the power of meditation and how some things were revealed or some sort of clarity came after meditation, or some of them were dealing with different personal things. And, after the period of meditation, could you tell us a little bit about meditation on that, how you got into that and, what it has done for you?
Well, it comes, I think it stems from, I have a really, really good friend who is a yoga teacher, and she's a mindset coach. And that kind of stemmed from that. And it also stemmed from a book that I read. It's called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. It was recommended to read, and I started reading that. And it's really, really powerful what your subconscious mind can do. And that's why meditating is really important, to be able to get into your subconscious mind. And it's not something that it's, I'm going to meditate. It takes practice to be able to get into meditation, because you really have to be in a very relaxed state. And I meditate for different reasons. I meditate for energy. I love meditating. Sometimes in the afternoon when I'm getting really down, and I will meditate for 5 minutes, and that helps a whole lot. You can meditate for a whole lot of different reasons. I meditate for clarity, for decisions like becoming an entrepreneur, becoming self-employed, because you can really go inside of yourself and make this is I just think it's really powerful meditation. That's what I use meditation for anyway.
Some of the people that meditate, their biggest struggle is silencing the voice, the mind. So you talked about the power of the subconscious, but the subconscious sometimes is overshadowed by the thoughts. So how did you overcome that? When you started meditating?
Okay, wait a minute. Can you repeat the question?
So, you talked about this. You talked about the power of the subconscious,
Yeah.
right? The issue now is that for some people who are starting on meditation, who found a book like you did, or found a teacher, a guru, a guy say, "Hey, meditate." They talk about how they struggle with silencing the thoughts. How did you overcome that?
Actually, when I do have thoughts that come, I let them come in.
Mm.
So I let them come in, even if it's negative. I let it come in. I hear it, I see it, and then I say, okay, and then it goes away. But you're supposed to actually let these thoughts come in, and then you see, okay, so you know what your negative thoughts are. Right? If you say, of course I have negative thoughts, like I'm never going to be able to do this, it's not going to work out, and those will come, and I'm like, and then I let them come in, and then I think my positive thoughts, and I say, no, I'm good enough, I can do this, you're strong, you're beautiful, you're confident, and you can do this, and then they go away, then they're gone.
Wow.
But it's nice to be able to let the negative thoughts come in, that you know where they are and what they are. So when you start thinking that, you can get them out right away.
Okay, so letting them come in and allowing them to come, go, and just, you don't process them, you don't think about them, you just let them in and go, they leave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So the people right now, I think what they're struggling with is they're trying to quiet that thought. They're trying to push away the negative and just okay.
Yeah, that's why if you have a thought and you can't quiet it, then that's why it's there. So you're aware of the thought. You're aware of this negative thought that's coming in. Then you think about it, and then you get it out, and you think positive thoughts. So every time you start this negative thought, starts coming back, you will have better time to get it back, push it away, and then it will be really easy, and then you won't think about it anymore. This thought.
Okay, so it's part of healing, actually. So it's part of healing that shadow. Facing that shadow self. Letting them come in, allowing them to go through, and now you face that. More are going to come the next day. Now you face that. At some point, you're going to run out of negative thoughts. Yeah. Okay. Is this something you with the moms that you're helping currently? Is this something that you make them do, or you advise them to do?
Yeah, that's part of my program.
That's part of your program. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit.
My program it's exercise, nutrition, and mindset, because that's a really, really big key to being able to. It's not about losing weight, but it's about being happy with who you are. It's not about getting skinny. It's just about being healthy. For me, it's like, of course you want to lose weight, but even if you lose 10 pounds and you still have negative thoughts, you're not going to be happy. It's not about losing the weight. It's about being healthy. It's about being happy, and about being confident in who you are. So that's part of my program.
I spoke to a lady who came on, and she talked about postpartum depression, and how it's not even addressed in the society today. And the people who come to you for help, and you're helping lots of people right now. So the people who come to you, what do they talk about this? Is this something that you help them with as well?
If it's really a bad postpartum depression, there are probably different levels to it. Some people are really bad, but for me, I'm not a therapist. I'm a personal coach. It has a little bit to do with it, but I can't go that deep on a level with them. If somebody would come to me with a really, really bad postpartum depression, I would tell them to go get help first with a therapist before they get. I can't help them in that area. Like, I'm not a therapist, but I can help them with, how do I explain that? Like with getting in a right mindset, yeah. When you're like, I'm trying to be able to explain this, but for me, I would actually tell somebody if they came to me and they have really, really bad postpartum depression that they would, before they started my program, that they would go see a therapist first.
Go see a therapist first. Oh, wow.
That would be my suggestion to them.
Yeah, I saw
because
that.
that's not part of my I'm not a licensed therapist, so I can't help them in that area. Like, I don't want to people think that like they can go to a personal trainer and get help for their postpartum depression. I don't think that's part of our program, or it's not part of mine anyway. Mindset is different than therapy. Therapists have different areas. Like that's a whole different, I think, subject and area of postpartum depression.
I think a part of being an entrepreneur, is not just saying yes, I'm going to do this. It's also saying no. Like you've been able to say no to this, no to that, and I'm sure you've been there's a couple of things you've said no to be able to focus on the people you help and who you really help.
That's actually a part of something that I go over with my clients is setting boundaries. Of course, you have to set boundaries. I've actually turned people down. You can't help everybody, and there are certain, I want to say, criteria to me helping people, and of course they have to be 100% willing to want to change. But I have actually said no to people before.
Okay. Are there some of those criteria? Because I'm sure some of the people listening to this right now might be dealing with one of these things, and they might need your help. So, are there some of the criteria you look out for?
Criteria is what can I say about that? Well, like, of course, there's questions that I ask, and for one of them, it has to be 110% sure that something the road that they want to go down. What I do is remote. It's over the internet. So I can help somebody who lives in America, and I can also help somebody who lives in Australia. It's a lot different than being like in person with somebody. I can't go and knock on their door and get them out of bed. I can't do a lot of things that if I was in person I could do. So a lot of things with personal training, a lot of the things has to come from the person. Yeah. I can't help them if they don't want help. Yeah. So that's one of the things that has to be, they have to want 100%, 110%. That they're willing to go down that road with me. Because then if they're in my program, I'm pretty relentless. Like, I'm going to be like, hey, this is how you do it. This is what needs to get done. And if you're not doing it, and of course you get on a telephone call with somebody, it's kind of like an interview, And if I feel that they're not going to do that, what's required of them, then I will tell them that I can't help them, but I totally will recommend somebody that can. I would never leave somebody hanging. I would never be like, nope, I can't help you. But I could say, I can give you some recommendations for somebody that might be able to help you. That's always an option. But yeah, it's something, it's just something that you actually, when you're having a telephone call with somebody, that you can tell if it's something they want to do or not. Because in the end, it's my reputation that's on the line. Because if they go in my program and they didn't lose any weight, or they didn't reach their goal, it's not because of me, it's because of them. But it comes back on me and reflects bad on me because they didn't reach their goal.
I love what you do, for a couple of reasons, and we've talked about this before. I like that it is holistic. You don't look at it from let's get to work. Let's get to work. You look at it from what they're eating. You talked about the food. What they're eating. You look into the mind. And you give them certain tools that would help them reshape their mind for positivity and accepting themselves. We need more people like you in the world, really. Who would not look at people and say, hey, you're stupid for not being able to do this. You're dumb for not being able to do that. Come put in the work. You look at it from the totality, of what their circumstances are right now, in terms of where they're at with their mind, because you've been through that. Like, listen, I get it. I get those thoughts. I get those ideas. I get those things. I get what you're going through right now. And I'm curious about the diet part. Is there specific diet that you make them go through, or is there something you take out?
It's not. For my take on diets, I don't believe in diets. There's no food restrictions by me. There's nothing off limits. Nothing. It's just about in moderation. It's about eating. It's for me, it's 80, like an 80-20. If you ate 80% healthy, you can eat 20%. You can go to a birthday party and eat a piece of cake, or you can eat a donut at the office. It's about compromise. It's about making healthy choices. It's about not restricting anything, because when you restrict something, you want it even more. If you tell somebody they can't have sugar, or they can't have any, like, whatever it is that they can't have, they're going to want it more. And the craving for this thing is going to be so then big that they're going to cave in, and then they're going to eat a cake, but they're not just going to eat one piece. They're going to maybe eat a whole cake.
They want to eat as many. They never know when they're going to get the opportunity to do that again. So they want to.
And then after they eat a whole cake, they're going to feel really bad about themselves because they ate the whole cake. So it's about making healthy choices and never restricting anything from anybody, because then in the end, they're actually going to see that eating healthy and making good choices is better, and they're still going to be able to eat ice cream. They're still going to be able to enjoy Thanksgiving dinner, whatever, they're still going to be able to enjoy going out to dinner. But of course, it's a slow process. You have to start out with measuring things out. You have to start with smaller portions, so they understand what's good and what's bad, and what a healthy portion is. But when they're done, they're going to be able, and then this is sustainable. You can do this for the rest of your life. A diet is short term. A diet is, oh, I lost the weight, now I can go back and eat what I want, and then they gain it all back. With my method, it's about no restrictions, and it's sustainable, and you can do it for the rest of your life. So you will never have a problem again with gaining weight.
I like what you said about in the beginning, where you said it's about accepting you. This is about loving you for who you are and accepting that and becoming the best of that. I love that. Is this? Do you go through a set time with them, or are different people different? You work with them for as long as what they need. I'm sure different people will be at different levels of what they're trying to achieve.
Do you mean like how long my program is?
Yes. Is there a specific time you work based on who they are and how they?
My program is 12 weeks.
Okay.
But of course, if somebody wants to work with me longer, I'd have different. Of course, I could work with them longer, and we could make an arrangement. But like 12 weeks is my program. How long my program is.
Oh, okay, that's great. So you 12 weeks. Let me equip your mind. Let me equip your lifestyle. And now you let them go in the world. I'm still here if you need me. Like you can come back if you need me. But but you spend that 12 weeks in really equipping them to be independent.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So for someone now who is saying, I'm not pregnant, I've never had a child, but I have this weight, I have this lifestyle I'm trying to adjust to, I'm trying to change in this area or that area. would you still help them, or are you very strict on the
No. Of course, it's better to be able to niche down and say I help pregnant women. There's people who say I help busy professionals or I help dads. It's just easier for someone to connect to you and on a level. And of course, I chose that because of where I was, because I was pregnant and I was having troubles and I couldn't find anybody to help me. But of course, I help all other. I have a man who does my program. He's in my program right now, and I have an older woman. She's in her late 50s. She's also in my program. So no, of course, I can help. I can help a variety of people. Yeah.
The ideal people you do work with, are these people. However, it works for everybody, that's willing to do the work. That's wonderful. I noticed something, and that's also something that happens to me to this day, which is, you were trying to explain something, and I think it was coming to you in German. There was a word coming to you in German, and you're like, okay, how do you say this in English? Like it still happened to me to this day, because I lived in Russia about 12 years ago. And to this day, something comes to me in Russian. I'm like, okay, I need to snap out of that. Okay, what's the English word? Yeah. So do you help people that speak other languages? If the person
The only languages I speak are English and German, so I can only help people who speak those languages. I am not very. I hablo un poquito español. I can speak a little bit of Spanish, but not enough to help somebody with their health journey. I can just English and German.
English and German. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So for people right now who are saying, okay, I love this. I love what you stand for. I love your values. I love your beliefs. I love the formula. I love the fact that finally I can eat that steak I want to eat. I can eat that thing I want to eat. But someone who gets it, that I want to lose this weight, but I don't want to give up my life. I don't want to give up all of these things that they connect to you and they feel like you get them. They feel like you can help them because you're going in and you're walking in and you're walking out. For someone who's trying to reach out to you right now, how can they get to you? What's the best way to contact you or your business?
That's a good question. On my Facebook page. If they wanted to contact me, the best way would be or email on my Facebook page.
Email your Facebook page. So how would you spell that? What's the name?
On my email or my Facebook?
Both. So we can have that for the people who want.
My Facebook page is my name, Jennifer Waldhoff. If you just look under Jennifer Waldhoff, then you'll find me.
How do you spell the Waldhoff?
What?
How do you spell that?
WALDHOFF.
Okay, great. And Jennifer.
Waldhoff.
All right.
Jennifer.
Yes.
And my email address is it's niffer712@gmail.com.
Okay, great.
Also Niffer, NIFFER 712 @gmail.com.
Wonderful, great. And you typically respond to them, within 24, 48 hours, right? Or is there a process they have to go through?
I respond really quickly, yes.
Really quickly, yes. All right. Thank you very much for sharing your gifts with the world. Thank you very much for believing in that passion, following your gut and believing in that thing. We need more people like you who are a light that beam in this world, who are lighting up the world with their passion and their belief, and also who genuinely want to help people. And thank you very much for coming on and sharing all of your knowledge and your experience and story with us. We're grateful for having you here, and we hope to have you again here soon. Thank you very much for coming.
Well, thank you. That was nice. Thank you.
Yes.
So, take care.